Hi everyone, welcome back to Rabbi Cooks. It's lovely to be with you again. It's been a weird and wonderful Passover here in our house. I guess I lost a bit of the inspiration for a moment for Rabbi Cooks, and I guess certainly some of the highs and lows of this time are part of the story of what it means to be in isolation and what it means to be going through this lockdown at the moment in the UK, and I only imagine in other countries around the world. It's important to share some of those feelings about being frustrated and being sad some days and being low on others during this crisis. I know there's lots being spoken about on the news about looking after our mental health, doing things which are good for us, looking after people around us. So a shout out for all those people who are struggling a little bit. And the important thing is to find good things to be doing with our time and things that brighten us and things that give us a little bit of love and a little bit of hope in the world. One of the things that I love to do, as you probably know by now if you've been following along, is to do wonderful cooking. So welcome back to our Rabbi Cooks. Today we're honouring the humble Leek. These are wonderful because they last in the fridge for ages. And a shout out to Miles Markham, who many weeks ago said leeks. But there weren't any leeks in the fridge until now, and leeks was one of the options on the Instagram today to cook with, so we chose leek, and we're doing a little peanut satay leek curry. Which is a super simple recipe. We're keeping it simple, and message me or retweet or repost, and I'll help you if you want any substitution ideas if you don't have some of the ingredients are in, because as always with these recipes you can substitute your leek for any other green vegetable that you have in the fridge to add in. We've chopped our leek nice and finely. Similar to the humble aubergine, the leek has to be cooked well, otherwise it just does not taste good at all. And I've chopped this quite finely, the leek, and also very importantly, it needs to be washed really well. So I always double wash leeks, because otherwise you end up with grit inside your leek going forward, which nobody wants and can also break your teeth, which is very, very sad. We're throwing in some onions in here today. We've got just one onion. We've got a knob of ginger, slightly bigger than this, that we've chopped up. And that's actually browning in our pan here. The ginger's nice and finely chopped, and I'm browning that off as we go. If you overly brown your ginger wants just a tiny, tiny hint of colour. If you go over that, then it starts to taste bitter, and you don't want that. On top of that, I'm adding in some finely chopped ginger, some finely chopped onion, and of course, a good amount of leeks. Probably you could get away with just one leek in this recipe. 2 is very, very generous, but they were going in the fridge. I'm adding my onion to the mix there, and I will actually, I think, amend the recipe because that's slightly too many leeks, but I'll add those at the same time as I add my onion. They want to be cooked off very well and very nicely into my mix. So let's say 1 leek for this recipe, and I'll make sure that's correct when the recipe goes up below this. That's all cooking off nicely in my pan with just a tablespoon of coconut oil. Okay, so I've simmered this, I've cooked this these ingredients down until they're starting to brown, until the leek has really reduced down. A beautiful fragrant with the ginger and the garlic. If you want to add in a bit of chili as well, that's also totally good to spice it up a little bit. On top of that, on top of this, I'm going to add now my wet ingredients. So I'm going to come with 1 cup of water. Maybe I might start with 3/4 of a cup, just to go there to begin with. I'm going to really be generous with my delicious crunchy peanut butter. You can use smooth if you want, no big deal. This is without any sugar, otherwise it starts to become really too sweet. If you're going to have a sweet peanut butter, you need to cut out any other sweet ingredients in the mix. I'm actually going to go like with 3.5 tablespoons there of peanut butter, make it really, really nice and sweet satay. I'm choosing for this recipe a nice 1.5 teaspoons of honey, just to give it a really nice sweet taste. And then I'm coming with some beautiful tamari soy sauce, and that will be about 2 tablespoons of tamari soy sauce. And to finish off, just really for flavour, this is an anchovy fish sauce, and do about, let's say, 3 teaspoons of that. That's going to make a really beautiful thick satay sauce inside that leek, along with that leek. That's going to sit there and cook for about 20 minutes, reducing down, becoming thick. If it starts to become too thick, you want it able to continue to cook and marinate in its spices, so you're going to add a little bit of water to that mixture so that it cooks for the full 20 minutes but doesn't become overly thick. It should be like a nice paste, but if it starts to kind of solidify in the pan, then you need to be adding more water to it, stirring that in and letting it continue to cook. Once this comes to the boil, it will cook for about 20 minutes on a very, very low simmer on the lowest. Our dish is done. This just makes the most fantastic and delicious Moorish recipe. We've got a pan of white jasmine rice there ready to go, delicious, and our curry, which just comes out the most amazing colour, thick, sweet satay curry, super simple. Sweeten it off with a little bit of brown sugar, add salt to taste and a little bit of pepper, add a tiny bit more soy sauce if you want, get some hot sauce in there just in the last few minutes of cooking, just to spice it up and give it a really nice spicy kick if that's what you fancy, and you just have this delicious thick satay sauce. I think one of the first places that I experimented with satay is camping, where you have a jar of peanut butter with you and you mix whatever it is into the mix and come out with this delicious curry which goes so well with rice or anything actually. So enjoy, like us on Facebook, on Instagram. I'll put some of the photos up of the final dish when we serve it up tonight, and keep on cooking and keep on telling us the ingredients you have in your cupboard, most importantly, and we'll try and do recipes which help you to use up things that you have while in isolation, and also give you a little bit of creative input and ideas to work with during this time. Thank you, lots of love, thank you for watching, and be in touch.